I hope we're back. Bear with me, I will be there in a second. In case you didn't realise, the stream crashed for some reason. Oh, we're back. Okay, at last. I'm afraid though, I'll have to start again. Oh dear, okay. Oh, but I mean, otherwise it'll be a split broadcast or a split video, and it will be rather odd. So, okay, we're back. Yeah, dear me. Right. Well, as you probably know, yeah, back. That's right. That was really annoying. You have to put everything back in, you see, all the details back in. So we're back live again. So I will probably be deleting the previous one, so I'll have to start again. Oh dear. Well, that wasn't a lot. I hadn't said a lot, to be fair. Oh, really annoying, wouldn't you say? Because I do. I say it's really, really annoying. Yes. So, I better make a start then. Okay, this is in the NME, and if you know, it is a music magazine. Brexit 1 year on, the music industry remains frustrated at the clueless government. Now, touring artists expecting a rocky road in the summer as more problems emerge. Yeah, as they iron out one problem, they find that they're going to have another. So 1 year on from the music industry, essentially, well, it's been dealt a no-deal Brexit. Industry leaders and insiders have spoken to the NME about the problems that remain and the ever-increasing frustration at the UK government. It was just over a year ago that the government jeopardised the future of touring for UK artists when Brexit deal was secured with the EU. It failed to negotiate visa-free travel and Europe-wide work permits for musicians and crew. Their problems still remain when it comes to new rules and red tape, creating huge costs to future live music tours of the continent, which could create a glass ceiling that prevents rising and developing talent from being able to afford to do so. Now, you may know already, I used to have a radio station, an online radio station. It was one of the early ones, early 2000 it was, and we used to broadcast unsigned music. And it was, the idea behind it was just to get them, give them some airtime. And we used to get around 100 samples every day for A&R. Just basically listen to music, which is pretty cool, really, and see whether or not it can go on the station. And it was quite tricky. We had Leona Lewis, we had Shamrock Girls, we had one band I particularly liked was the Pistolas. They started touring Japan, I believe, but then they broke up. But anyway, despite the Prime Minister Boris Johnson's promise to fix the issues, that could stop artists from being able to tour Europe due to the increased costs. Now, only Spain has actually signed up to allow UK musicians to tour the country without visas. New Brexit rules have also seen a massive amount. Oh, crikey, it just. A massive amount of jobs and taxable income lost to the EU due to it making touring nigh on impossible for road crew. Well, it ain't just the music industry, is it? No, it's across the board. It's pretty much all sectors have lost a considerable amount of work within the UK to abroad. Cabotage rules currently mean that trucks travelling from the UK are only allowed to make one stop in the EU state before having just 7 days to make a maximum of 2 more before returning home. Now, David Martin is CEO of the musicians' body, the Featured Artists Coalition. Speaking to the NME, he said that while there was a great deal more clarity on the situation now in comparison to 12 months ago, those efforts have come from the industry and were not being driven by government at all. Now, the clarity that we're all uncovering just uncovers more complexity. It's not making things simpler, no. That's what he said. There's been nowhere near enough engagement from the government. Well, we are talking about Nadine Dorries, who doesn't understand that Channel 4 News is commercially funded. Got nothing to do with taxpayers' money, no. But she thinks that it has. As she said in the select committee, and made herself look like a right old fool. Anyway, there's been a long way to go. To get all of this information, we've had to get it from multiple sources, and none of it has come from the government. Nadine Dorries, you won't want her information, though. Definitely not. Crikey, find it yourself. It's the only way. Now, speaking of a few apparent breakthroughs that have emerged, Martin said that we have had results in the terms of touring Spain, but that has been driven by the industry. Same for touring with splitter vans. The splitter vans is a technique used just to try and combat cabotage, but it costs money. Now, the government keep claiming that the victories for things that they've had no part in. They haven't created these successes, no. The industry has. Individuals have. They've had to do it off their own back. They didn't ask for this. Most of them didn't vote for Brexit anyway. It's a shame they're all at Glastonbury. Anyway, touring aside, UK independent artists and labels are also experiencing devastatingly outrageous impacts on and spiralling costs of sending music and merchandise to Europe in the wake of Brexit. Now, as you probably already know, merchandising is very important for bands, what have you, and especially smaller bands, because that's how they fund themselves. It's not the amount of money they get at the door, because they're not a top act. So they rely heavily on selling T-shirts and CDs and maybe a keyring. Anyways, leading to huge losses of income. Obviously small losses for the smaller the bands and big losses for the bigger bands. Poor old. Oh, Elton John. Dear me. Anyway, there's an argument about what's really causing the issues, with tools being called off. But you can't argue that the cost of postage, customs duties and extra paperwork is a result of COVID. No, you can't, said Martin. It's easily identifiable as an outcome of Brexit, and one that could have been avoided if the government had stopped to think about it. Even the complexity of paperwork that you have to do for places like Spain and have to do across 27 other different countries. And our government are not providing any financial or structural support in terms of resource or guidance. Now, Martin added that while many obstacles remain, the UK's 111 billion cultural industries. 111 billion. That's a lot of money. Sounds like a lot of money to me. Would be much more secure if the government were to provide resources, support and, financial backing to help weather the upcoming storm of Brexit as travel and trade on the continent returns and, COVID restrictions lift. Okay, it might do, they might come back again, we don't know, do we? Next variant. Hello. It's just so difficult to navigate these systems, he said. Even rules around shipping and transporting merchandise are very, very complex. Now, once you get to the upper echelons, cabotage is very expensive. It's going to add a great deal of expense for those artists that do need larger touring parties. An entourage. Yeah. And larger touring setups. As soon as something becomes difficult to navigate, it becomes expensive. Now that's manpower, hours, and hiring an agent to do it. Someone has to be responsible. Now he added that the main thing still at this point is that there's still no clarity or guidance. There's really poor support from the government, and there's no impetus to get it fixed. No, not at all. There was a 43 million in the budget for trade, God knows if any of that will get anywhere near us. And this problem isn't going away. Well, why are we surprised? After all, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for instance, is a Philistine. Now, for those of you who've already seen this,
or indeed on any morning that I can ever recall.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if the Leader of the House has had a chance to read today's New Musical Express yet, but in it, there's a long article which sets out the continuing problems 12 months on after Brexit for touring artists wanting to work.
Hello, Derek.
Across the European Union, visa-free and without unnecessary costs and bureaucracy. The CEO of the Featured Artists Coalition said in that article, all the information that they've got, he said, we had to get it from multiple sources, but none of them were the government. Now that the major obstacles out the way with Lord Frost's welcome departure, can we have a debate about focusing on solving this problem once and for all?
Leader? I must disagree with the honourable gentleman about my noble friend, the Lord Frost, a most distinguished figure and servant of this government and of the nation. But the honourable gentleman knows that these matters are being discussed between Her Majesty's Government and individual member states of the European Union who have responsibility for it. Considerable progress, as I think the honourable gentleman acknowledges, has been made, with a number of countries being very willing to have reciprocal arrangements. But may I confess, Mr. Speaker, that I have failed in that I have not read the New Musical Express this morning, or indeed on any morning that I can ever recall. I think it's rather uplifting.
So, I would say he's a Philistine. Anyway, let's see what you've been saying. I tell you what, it threw me a bit when that stream stopped. I thought, what do I do now? Oh dear. Okay. But we restarted. Hopefully we can gather pace yet again. So, Mellow says the thriller's gone, treating artists like slaves. Yeah. Why would they want to? And Tanja says, phew, it's working again. Yeah. I do apologise. I don't know what went wrong. It actually happened the other day as well. And I had like double stream uploaded, and so I had to delete one of them. But it's frustrating. I don't know why I was doing that. The only thing I did was touch my chat. I don't know why that would have caused it. And it's trying to reconnect, and then all of a sudden, it crashed. Yeah, not this end. I just lost the stream, and uploaded it as being has been finalised. Hello, Sparkfly. How you doing there, buddy? And back, but missed a bit there. Oh, what bit do you miss? Anyone got a clue how the HGV flow at Dover was this week? It's sporadic. There wasn't a lot going through Dover. A lot of it sitting in lorry parts, waiting for lorry parts getting their customs paperwork sorted out. It's all done online. It's all pre-logged now, and the system crashed. Quite funny. A few days before I said it was going to crash. Oh, dear. Told you so. Told you so. Oh, it's pronounced Tanya. Oh, okay, I got it. Tanya. There you go. Rock and roll is dead in the UK, and all music is dead. Well, not all music is dead. People still love music, don't they? You know, I love music. You know, he always has a smart answer comment. Yes, obviously referring to Jacob Rees-Mogg, Doff Cap Forelock, and all that. So the government don't care about the music industry, as it doesn't provide profit for them. I think the problem with the music industry, as far as the government's concerned, they don't vote for them generally. They don't vote for Tories. You know, it's all anti-establishment, isn't it? Especially talk about punk and what have you. Especially the Sex Pistols. Thank you, Marcus. That is rather important. Do you mean the topic we're on is rather important? Oh, what you mean I got you. Yeah, sorry. You're talking about the HGV flow, I take it. So yeah, that's not looking good at Dover at the moment. It is sporadic, but no one's really reporting on it. You get the occasional article come up, but people that I know, because there's a haulage firm here, and they generally go backwards and forwards through Dover and Folkestone and those other places, and they say it's a big nightmare. A lot of them are giving up. Well, they've actually, no, actually, they. No, I was speaking to. That was like, they have actually given up because of it. They've got about 20, 30 lorries, but those who are like subcontractors, because they're not all their own drivers, are still doing Dover Run. They're saying it's an absolute nightmare, and I don't think they're going to carry on either. Anyway, where are we? Let's carry on. It's cool. So we've got 23 people watching. That's cool, thank you very much. So anyway, let's carry on. So we're talking about music and how they've been pretty much screwed over by this Tory buy. So there's a 43 million quid fund, but they're not going to see any of that. And 45 million is, well, it's a drop in the ocean for such a big industry. It's just, no, it's not going to do a lot. Anyway, Annabel Coldrick is chief executive of the Music Managers Forum and said that more and more problems with Brexit landscape were continuing to emerge. Now, last January, we spent most of the month realising that all our worst fears had come true, and that we had a no-deal Brexit for music. Now, she told the NME then that we spent 6 months trying to work through the details with government, and as we did, it just got worse and worse. Now we're in a situation where things still popping up left, right and centre. We make a bit of progress, take 1 step forward and 2 steps back, and then more issues arise. Now, while grateful for progress in overcoming issues in the costs involved in touring Spain and the legality of splitter vans being used across the continent, Coldrick said that the managers still feel like they're trying to climb a mountain to secure European Union touring. Now, we tried to get clarity on things. Then the clarity is bad news, she said. It's really tough, because every time this happens, all the managers ask us what the hell is going on. Now, we don't know half the time, and our government certainly doesn't. The Dean Dorries. They've never taken up any responsibility to actually invest properly. They keep leaving it to us. The government guidance has been awful. Now, Coldrick said that she had very little confidence that these issues would be fixed in the immediate future, and predicted that this upcoming first year of touring since the pandemic would prove quite a test. Now, I think that we'll end up with lots of individual stories of people encountering barriers, increased costs and difficulties with different enforcements in different countries, he said. Now, there are customs officials and transport police who don't know the different rules that apply to the UK. We're basically going to have a year of dealing with major issues that people are going to encounter on the road, trying to clarify them, then trying to get the government to solve them. Now, I have no confidence that they will. Now, she continued, I certainly don't have any confidence that the cabotage issue for bigger tours will be fixed either. That will be a disaster. Haulage companies have been trying to relocate to the EU as well. There's going to be an enormous shortage of trucks next year. Well, there is this year. Now, places like Croatia and Bulgaria, and a few tiny countries where there's some form of paperwork to be carried out. I have some confidence that those things will get ironed out on a bilateral basis, but the really big issue around transport will not go away. all the other costs are just going to sit there too. The costs of carnets, basically ETA carnets, which is the paperwork you have to do to register or make a declaration regarding all your equipment and merchandise. And prepay your VAT. Lovely, 40-odd%. Which you have to prepay that, and then anything that's returned home, you get that back. But if you sold something, you've got to pay 40% tax. Anyway, didn't used to have to do that, no. And it's all the increased transport costs, she says. Adding that these matters won't resolve by a long way. Coldrick said that the UK acts and their crews would be in for a really rocky road in the summer. Now we have to field these problems and either make the case that these artists need to be compensated, which this government is not in the mood for doing. All government is actually going to do is to step up and address them with member states. He said, well, they won't. No. It's all lip service. We will keep pushing, and there are some amazing artists who have been raising their problems with the government, and we hope they'll continue to do so. That's the only real way that we can make a difference. Oh, musicians depend on freedom of movement, that they do. Now, Ross Patel, nothing to do with Priti Patel. No, because she's part of the problem. Anyway, Ross Patel, a manager from the Whole Entertainment, manager from Whole Entertainment, who is trying to navigate future EU tours for his acts, Elder Ireland and Billy Lockett, also called for support for the industry at large. Some EU member states still require visas and work permits, he said. The process of clearing these have proven to be lengthy, complicated, and in some cases too costly for artists and crew. Elsewhere, Patel said that the remaining cabotage issues meant that mid to large tours in Europe with large trucks could be potentially untenable. Now, the UK was the epicentre of EU trucking, and the EU does not have the infrastructure to support new requirements and trucking demands, he argued. As for struggles with other new red tape and costs, I thought we'd have a bonfire red tape. Didn't that ever happen? I never saw it, no. Now, he said that, as with all businesses that are manufacturing in the EU and shipping to the UK, additional taxes are causing the prices of items to the consumer to skyrocket. There are carnets to pay on any stock being taken across the border as well. Now, he added, it is depressingly apparent that the government will not act until we as an industry raise the alarm on these issues. What is reassuring is that we have been able to demonstrate that when we act, we can effect positive change. This should be a powerful motivator and a clear signal to the government that we won't be sleeping on these issues. I hope not. No. Now, Tim Brennan is from the Carry On touring campaign and was the author of the petition to fight for visas, visa-free touring across Europe. That went on to secure hundreds and thousands of signatures, only to be rejected by the government. He echoed the belief that the music industry had been offered up as a sacrificial lamb in the name of ending freedom of movement. Now, let's be honest, come on, you know why, don't you? They all want you to be listening to the National Anthem. We've got to stand up and salute and that. Or just silence while we listen. God save her. No, I'm not going to do it. But someone else did. Like Hair on Twitter. Oh dear. This is just so ropey.
I know the Minister will agree that the singing of the National Anthem is something that provides great sense of unity and pride in our nation. And so in this year of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, will the Minister take steps to encourage public broadcasters to play the National Anthem and ensure that the BBC restore it at the end of the day's programming before it switches to News 24?
Fantastic question. I was going to take it. I don't know.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we fully support the singing of the National Anthem, Her Majesty the Queen, and other expressions of patriotism, including the flying of the Union Jack. The more that we hear the National Anthem sung, frankly, the better. Of course, organisations like schools are free to promote it, and the more we can do in this area, the better it will be.
Now, the woman with the blonde hair there, she goes, "Oh, that's a fantastic idea." And she's Nadine Dorries, who doesn't understand that Channel 4 News is, well, privately funded, commercially funded. Yeah. Save us from them, please. Somebody now. Maybe one day they will go away. But I doubt it. Anyway, let's see what you've been saying. So, so many rivers to cross. Yes, there is. Oh, sounds like lyrics to me. The popularity of the Tories is flagging. Well, it is, isn't it? And Sparkfly says, "Hi, Dave." Hello, David. How you doing, buddy? And Arnold Baggins says, "Reuse." Oh, the red bus. He's took a cabotage. Look, it's not a lorry, is it? But can you bus drive? Be a bus driver? Probably not. Now, if we joined the EU, we could save £350 million a week on paperwork alone. I reckon it's costing around £800 million a week at the moment. Brexit is just a lost trade and what have you. It's just madness. The whole thing's just madness, and they're just trying to cover up their mistake now. Sad to send on your music to your family will cost you a fortune. Post office. Well, I just had, I showed you in the previous stream, didn't I? I had a gift that was sent to us from our son, and it costs as much as the value of the item just to post it. Not just post it, sorry. For basically, the post lady wanted 12 quid from us, and the item was only 15. You know, so it's like, okay. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Well, we know why, but that every single ABBA Voyage record I bought from the UK, because they were coloured vinyls, got a €25 import tax. Crikey. Every single one. €25. That is horrendous. Now, I know if I buy anything from the United States, you've obviously got taxes and import duties to pay there. And if you go onto ebay.com, you'll see when you buy something in the United States to be coming to the UK or even into the EU, it's all listed within the actual listing, or the costs involved. So it's a bit of a, you know, it doesn't help business. How anyone could think that, you know, increasing costs is going to increase sales makes no sense whatsoever. So, Sparkfly says, patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel. Yes. And Mad Monk says, watch that prat on Jeremy Vine show and refer to Britain as one country. Britain in an island with 3 countries. Anyone with an IQ bigger than The Rock knows this. Yeah, not right, wrong there, Mad Monk. I'll just note something that Derek was saying. Derek said, "Happy New Year." Same to you, buddy. Now he's saying here he preferred the previous ways. I brought the truth to your fellow country and men. Yeah, but this is just something extra I'm doing. But I will be making videos again soon. I just needed the break, if I'm absolutely honest. I was getting a bit burnt out. It's getting quite depressing actually. Every time you upload a video and it's literally flat on its face and it's not doing anything. So it's got to a point I think, what was the point? You know, no one's seeing it. So and it's not because the videos weren't performing when people do watch them. It's because YouTube wasn't put them in front of people's faces. And half the time, I even put notifications out to my subscribers, so it was a bit frustrating. So I just needed a break. But I will start again. Right, okay. Let's get back to it. Right, so 46 people here. So I don't think it's such a popular topic, this one's a lot of people. So, back in. Oh, not that one. This one. There we go. Now, although Carry On Touring has made a fair bit of noise and brought the issues into the limelight, now I do not think that the government are prepared to listen or to do anything to help, he said. The continued line of the manifesto is to take back control of our borders. Ooh. That means they have stuck their fingers in their ears and are humming loudly so they can not hear the combined voices of the creative industries. The only thing they seem to do is make sensationalist headlines on how wonderful they are and how they are dealing with the situation when, in fact, they are not. In reality, it has been the industry itself that is driving the change, as solving the problems in Spain. Now, agreeing that the biggest remaining problems relating to cabotage, merchandise and UK residents not being allowed to spend more than 90 days within 180 days in a Schengen area, Brennan said that he was still waiting for evidence that the government were involved in a positive dialogue with the EU to overcome these obstacles. Now, they do not have a clue how to resolve the issues, he added. On the one hand, they have thousands of creatives wanting to be able to have freedom of movement to be able to work throughout the EU. And on the other hand, they have Brexiters wanting to close the borders, bring up the Channel Tunnel. Okay. Now, whatever deal is reached with will have to be 100% reciprocal. So the EU artists and crew can work in the UK, as well as working in the EU. Therefore, the government is a no-win situation. So they're ignoring it, that they are, and are hoping it goes away. Now, Ian Smith is part of the Carry On Touring campaign, as well as the creator of the advisory website, UK Arts Work Info. For creatives wishing to tour and work in the EU. Now, he told NME of how he was saddened that this project has so little good news to impart and share as a non-political, fact-checked site. Now, I simply had to put out clarification after clarification, given how useless and sometimes contradictory advice has come out of the official government sources, he claimed. So until we get help engaging with the EU to, get a visa waiver for 90 and 80 days, as carry on touring and until UK government actually puts out clear, concise, unambiguous, non-contradictory advice, and a project that will work to do, for many years. The project will have work to do for many years. Now, he added, where is our culture secretary again? Nadine Dorries and all this. We continue to try and engage her and her department to prove us wrong and show that you're actually interested in helping our creative industries survive. No, she's not. She doesn't even know she doesn't know what she's doing, does she? She's a strange individual. She was placed there in a safe seat, and she doesn't need to do anything, and she doesn't. No. She turns up on the front cabinet, looking very dumb, because she is. Anyway, in response to... She's probably actually dreaming up another love story novel or something while she's there. Yeah. God. Anyway, in response to the latest criticism, a government spokesman told the NME that they were committed to supporting the music sector to adapt to new arrangements. Now, we have worked at pace and spoken to every EU member state about the importance of touring and 21 EU member states have confirmed that they offer visa and work permit-free routes for performers and other creative professionals. Now, they continued, well, this includes most of the biggest touring markets, including Spain, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. Now, we are continuing dialogue with the remaining member states, such as Portugal, to encourage them to make touring easier for UK artists and musicians. Now, the government said that it is working with the remaining 6 EU member states that do not allow visa and permit-free travel, such as Greece and Portugal, to encourage them to make touring easier. But that's not the problem. This is what they're talking about, is the fact that it just costs too much money to be able to, well, it's Cabotage. They can't do a proper tour. They could do one venue, then go back home again, or maybe 3, maybe 4, and that's about it. So they could only do very, very short tours. And they won't get enough merchandising now to actually, to fund them. I'm not talking about the big acts, I'm talking about the smaller acts who decide they're going to do a tour as a support act. They have to foot the bill. So it's not easy for them. So the music industry at the moment is pretty much screwed as far as touring is concerned. And it still is. And it's been going on for some while now. We get a little bit of news, don't we, like regarding the work permits and stuff like that, and visa-free travel in some places. A lot of these places, it hasn't been confirmed or finalised yet in a lot of these places, but also a lot of them aren't actually going to do it at all. And you've got to travel through these countries, haven't you? To get to the other countries. And I don't know if France has been finalised yet, but they'll be coming over via France in most cases. And Cabotage is an EU rule, so I don't know how they're going to do that one. So yeah, it's a bit tricky and it's a bit disappointing for the bands. As for me, as someone who I'll show you as well, enjoys music. I mean, most people enjoy a bit of music, don't they? Oh yeah, I like a bit of music. Talk about music, have a bit of music. Maybe not that one. Oh, a bit Parisian. But anyway, I carry on doing these live streams there. I will be changing the times to try and keep some sort of schedule. So I'm going to see what days are the best. But I want to do a couple of evenings as well. So I'm going to do probably 3 daytime ones, live streams, and then 2 evening ones. Because obviously you get different audience, don't you, as well? Additional audience. So some people at work. I appreciate that. But I should be. I suppose it's sort of work. Some paid though. Yeah, so it's going to be doing 5 streams. I'm not going to do live streams over the weekend because I'm going to concentrate on my woodworking channel. And tomorrow I'm starting a live stream. Probably going to be about 11 o'clock, might be 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And just turn the music off. And I'm going to be making a gargoyle letterbox. Because we have a metal letterbox, and I'm going to make it look like a gargoyle. Just scare off the bills, and evil spirits and all that. In wood. So I'm going to do that live streaming over a couple of days. I don't know if it's going to be 2, 3 or 4 separate streams. Depends whether or not I can get it done. I need to get it finished over the weekend. So, it's a simple thing. So we have these little metal letterboxes in France. Our previous one is looking worse for wear, which is it looks like a house. Looks like our house. And the weather's attacked it. And I thought, I don't know, I'm going to make a new one. But I thought, why not a gargoyle? That'll make people laugh. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to live stream it, and I'm going to be starting that tomorrow. So I hope to be doing live streaming from Body Bar every single weekend, do some kind of project over the weekend. I'm trying to cover different techniques and that as well. I'll try to explain as I go. But also, during the week, I'm going to carry on with the 1 o'clock one for the time being. So I need to see which days are the best days. Because obviously I have to look at the audience. Like today is quite low today, I believe. Where is it? How many today? So I've only got 35 people watching at the moment, which is okay. But like yesterday, I had 130. So it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? So I've got to pick the days that really work. But it might just be the topic. That's the other thing, you see. It might just be the topic. So anyway, I hope that was okay. And I will be resuming normal service soon. But like I said, I need a bit of a break from it because I was just getting a bit loopy in the head. And I was struggling trying to actually maintain enough videos to try and keep the views up because the views on the site have really gone down. Before I started doing this, like in early December, November, it just went plummeted. After I came back from Ginger Island, in fact. So yeah, it's a bit sporadic. Okay, let's just check the chats. Did he get down the bottom here? Where are we? You love the t-shirt. Thank you very much. How you doing, Tixian? And Tanya, what to say? I'm not living in the UK. Don't blame you. Best place not to. It made no sense. Tanya Borison, I'm living in the UK, but I could repeat verbatim and phrases of this government. Lessons have been learnt, and this is This is in robust health. We are working on this. All the others who are taking them serious. I'm not sure. I don't understand that. Am I looking the wrong way up? Maybe there was something before that. Maybe Tories. Okay. Maybe Tories deliberately running an economy versus a wall, so that economy into a wall. So when Labour takes over and has to reapply for single market, the Tories can again stoke. And yeah, that's a valid point. Are they making an assumption that maybe Labour could potentially get in? I actually think they could. I think Keir Starmer could actually be our next Prime Minister. Well, not necessarily the next Prime Minister, but I mean, because I don't think Boris Johnson's going to be there much longer. But I can see him winning the next election. Because they're really digging themselves one massive hole at the moment, aren't they? And no matter how much spiel they give about how many billions they're flooding into certain sectors, what have you, whether it be whatever sector, also, it's just lip service, half of it, and it's never enough. At the end of the day, who's going to be paying for it anyway? Be the people that we've pretty much been talking about, the musicians. The young musicians have got to put up with Brexit. They'll be the ones paying for it. And when you've got your GDP is taking a hit, and you've got inflation as well, disposable income, that one's a scary one. And then energy prices going through the roof, the cap is going to be lost, so they're pretty much going to be able to charge probably some place. I think Andrew was saying 1,200 additional on average for people's fuel bills, gas bills in the UK. Other places I've read it could be $2.5 grand more. That's scary for a lot of people. It's frightening. So it's just a bit worrying. And obviously inflation now is at 6%, and that's going to be going near 10. Does it get to a point though? Does it get to the point of non-return just to keep growing and growing to the point where you're going to get a loaf of bread with a barrel load of pound coins or £50 notes, like post-war Germany? Is that where we're heading? You've got isn't the United States already? Isn't their inflation already at 10%? This is all frightening stuff. And there seems to be very little being done to control it, to try and bring it back in line. One of the problems in the UK is you've got inflation against negative growth as well. There's that possibility. While we're getting things, while we can actually create or make or actually do, inflation will go up. But what if you can't? What if all of a sudden now we've got all the checks going in both directions now, and people can't get what they need to keep their factories running? Be a stagflation. Sorry, not stagnation. Stagflation. Could be a stagnation, maybe. A nation full of stags. I won't be in it. No, I'm no stag. Or stud. Anyway, yeah, Doris Sniff is the is the Cultural Wars Secretary. Cultural Wars, yes, very much so. Secretary. RC, musicians are like soul doctors. Ooh. It is. Music's therapy, isn't it? It makes you feel good. Gets your old endorphins going and stuff. That makes you feel good about yourself and about life in general. Just like in the spring and the sun starts shining. You just had a cold winter. My feet are absolutely freezing, by the way. And it's just like, it just makes you positive, doesn't it? You know, you have all these plans and you have things you're going to do. Make your life better and things to do for your family and maybe plan a holiday that you can't go on. And it's just that sort of stuff. And that's what music does. Makes you feel good about stuff. I love music. I still love my vinyl. I'm still collecting it. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. They'll start comparing against Turkey soon to show how great they are. I've asked this question before, but when the UK reach breaking point, slow bunches don't happen in economics. No, it just gets to a point and plummet because no one can function. So it's like a supply chain. As soon as you have a break in that, I suppose it's like if you got, I don't know, having an earthquake, an earthquake, and there's a crack forming. So you create a hole, and the crack stops. Well, that hole is like it's like our supply chain, and the other thing is growth, and it just falls down the hole. Is that a crap analogy? I think that was really, wasn't it? Just made it up. I think it was after watching that film. Don't Look Up. If anyone's watched that film, Don't Look Up. That's actually quite good. With Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, it's Tom. Tomic here. Hey, mate, buddy, how you doing? New Zealand. Yeah. Oh, crikey. Why can't we have a leader like New Zealand's? I can't remember her name now. Well, I know she's got big teeth. But she's absolutely fantastic, I have to admit. But you can look at our leader. Oh, my God. Oh, Boris. Let me do your leader. No, it's too embarrassing. I'm not going to take you there, no. Oh, dear. Oh, well. The only one crying about Brexit is Boris Johnson and his silly crew, says Mellow Mellow. How do I stop these bot comments? Some Russian language here and some weird, which is nigger or something, I don't know. Just bot comments. I wish I could stop them. Smartfly says, I think, this is to RC as a response, I think it will be simply a shift to Labour government. And like in the past, the Tories ruined the economy and the Labour government restored it, and they will turn it around and use the cyclic nature and blame, Labour. Yeah, always the case, isn't it? Do you think if it wasn't for for the Iraq War, do you think Tony Blair could have got another term? Is that a possibility? He had 2 terms, didn't he? So. And Duke says, I feel so frustrated with the powerlessness of it all. I feel I have to admit, when at the start of all this, and I was really quite passionate about trying to fight it. And now I just kind of accepted what it is. It's just the madness of it all. You just kind of just go with the flow. And all I can do is sort of talk about what's happened and what's going on. I can't make any real I don't think anyone can. I think the damage is done. I can't see us ever returning to the EU at this rate. They're not going to want us. It'll just be vetoed every time. You can't lose 800 million a week. 1.3 million people in 2020. 900k forecast for 2021. And nothing happens. There will be a bang in the economy at some point. Very valid point. It can't sustain it. But what's happening is you've got Andrew Bailey, and he's doing his digital money thing and just buying up bonds to try and manage the economy. That's not how it used to be done. You used to do it for quantitative easing. Or increasing, quantitative easing, increase spending, and then increase interest rates to reduce it. And that's why, what they do, they increase the interest rate, but such a tiny amount, and interest rates are actually too low. They're way too low. You can't sustain that forever, being that low. And what it does, it pushes house prices up, because you create a shortage in the market, because the prices of, as a catch-22 situation. So you make the cost of money so cheap, people aren't borrowing too much. They have to borrow more money because the house values go up because people buy more properties. It's a catch-22. You're just going around in circles and you're just fueling the problem. You're not actually solving it by reducing the interest rates. You're just increasing it. There has to be a level. Around 2% interest rate, that's manageable for most people with mortgages and stuff like that. But not once they took the mortgage out. But the thing is that the whole point is that house prices would be cheaper in the first place. It's the interest rates that's pushed the value of properties up. Because it's made money cheap. Nutty. Right-wing governments ruin everything. Centrist or left have to clean the shit up left behind them every single time. The thing is, right-wing governments has the rhetoric. They have the three-word slogans. They have the ways to actually bring people into their line of thinking. Now, I'll be the first to admit it. I used to work in the building site or in a workshop. And, before all this, I wasn't interested in politics at all. All I was interested in getting money in my hand so I could feed my kids and keep the roof over our heads. That's all I was interested in at the time. And I'm not alone. There's loads of people like me. And then Brexit came along and it sort of, ruined opportunities for my kids, because obviously it was my kids I was concerned with before regarding getting the money to pay for food and keep the roof over their heads. Like bread it was. And then this comes along, and I say all their opportunities. But we've managed to move here in France. We've had that benefit to be able to do, that ability to be able to do so easily, and that's been taken away from them. And that kind of got me interested in what's going on regarding politics and the crazy decisions that are being made, and especially now, it's just madness. They try to cover it up with more and more rhetoric, more and more three-word slogans. As soon as one thing seems not to be working, doing what they wanted to do, they'll come up with something new. Another dead cat to throw into the limelight for the media to jump on. Such as what's been going on at the moment regarding it down at Dover, mainly in Calais, and regarding the haulage industry and the supply chain. The supply chain's collapsing, just like in the United States. It's a major problem, and no one's talking about it. The articles I found were posted on the 5th, 5 days after. The actual software collapsed on the 1st. No one said anything. You saw a few bits and pieces on Twitter. That's about it, where people just posting things, lorry drivers and what have you. That's it. It's either people aren't interested anymore. And it's like Brexit. I don't think many people they're not interested in Brexit. They don't want to talk about it. Even with the likes of The Guardian and reading those sort of papers, it's always COVID. And quite often, Brexit isn't even mentioned. It's just there in the ether. It's not, it's on the shelf now. We don't talk about Brexit. And it is so frustrating. Because it's so obvious that Brexit's playing a major role in all our problems in the UK. And here in the EU, it's caused so much grief. The fishermen, for instance, they still haven't got all their visas. Fishing licenses, sorry. So, anyway, Tanya's saying, Spartafly. As response to Spartafly. It's the same everywhere. Right-wing governments ruin everything. Centrist or left have to clean up the ship. Yeah, that's very true. What I find mad, even if someone just says, SHIT, I have to approve it. That's such light swearing, isn't it? It's just. So Tanya Borison said, "Oh, exactly, Marcus. People forget politics does affect their everyday life. It does. I realised in the end. I suppose I realised before I knew. I wasn't a thicker. I think my life was just too busy. I was running a business, a company, and I had the guys working for me, coming home tired, and I was on the computer all evening, either doing tenders and dealing with method statements and health and safety and all that sort of stuff, and all the usual running costs of running a business that you didn't manage to get done during the day, and everything else didn't seem to be of interest. I never read a paper while I was working. Never had time. It was just a rat race for me, and I'm not alone. Yeah, I know loads of, one of, a van man with, a lot of plumbers and stuff like that work alone. They're in the same boat. They're doing all the work all day long, dealing with few calls regarding actually getting work in and doing stuff. But they still have to do the tenders, still have to do the quotes. Unless obviously, and then with plumbers especially, you have emergency works, so you do stuff out of hours. So it's tiring, and you haven't got time in your lives really to deal with that. If any spare time you have, you'll be on, I don't know, Facebook or something like that, looking at the kids, seeing what they're up to. You're not interested in Boris Johnson. You might see the headline, you might read that. And that's the problem, isn't it? It's all this clickbait. It's not necessarily clickbait. It's just like 3-letter word slogans, and you hear a few words, and it's designed to enrage you. And you then have that preconception of what that actually means. Without reading the rest of the article, you don't actually know. And the nitty-gritty of it often doesn't come in until the end of the article, somewhere near the end. Oh, okay. Well, really, that's not that bad after all anyway, is it? So what was that all about? It's just to get either views or readership. It's painful. It's there's a word for it. I can't remember what it is now. My head's fried. Oh, I've got a message held for review from Duke Vengeance. Even if I didn't have all the information on the Tories that I do, I wouldn't vote for them anyway, because all the problems in the UK right now have one common denominator. He's used another word for vag. Conservatives. Yeah. Yeah, I'll show that because I like it. Cheers, buddy. Swearing block reflects the YouTube American values. Violence totally acceptable to them. Nipples all swearing. Nipples? All swearing is unacceptable. Yeah, it's to do with, if you're talking about the fact a lot of things get, I'm getting a lot of stuff here that needs, I need to say it's okay. But also, nearly every time I do these live streams, nearly every time it gets flagged up by YouTube, and I have to ask for a review. Luckily, it's been quite quick recently. But yeah, I have to ask to review it. So it's something I've said, whether it's the comments or what it is, I don't know. But to do with advertising and stuff, to keep the advertisers happy. I don't know why I bother with that, because it doesn't get enough views to worry about advertising, to be honest. But it's like Graham's took off all monetization on a lot of his videos. Yeah, Graham, who's from Three Blokes in a Pub. Anyway, where were we? Spotify says Tanya Borazon, yes, and the high-speed news cycle leaves people numb to the increasing drama. Yes, the death by 1,000 cuts. You're talking about desensitization of information. The shock value, it goes, doesn't it? We're so shocked now. How much more shocked can we get? We're just shocked. They're burnt us out, basically. And whatever happens in the Tory party or the next scandal, it just brushes off now, doesn't it? It's like it's nothing. It's not even important to us anymore. As Spotify says, Marcus is the enemy of the YouTube recommendation algorithm and his direct language approach. Oh, okay. More than likely, because they don't like me at all. I've got 1,200 odd videos on this channel, and the amount of views I'm getting over every 2 days it's ridiculous. It's tiny. Now, in early November, when I come back from Ginger Island, so I managed to build up on Ginger Island again. So I got hit when I went to Ginger Island, and I built it up again, and that was okay. And then it hit. Come November, the views started plummeting like crazy. And before, for my little channel, I was getting between 400,000 and 500,000 views a month. Now I'm getting 140 a month every 28 days. It's just painful, and that's why I was actually doing the the regular videos. So over the holiday period, I've slowed right down. I just need to keep my head clear. What I'm going to do. Hello, number 3, buddy. Hope you're well, mate. Mellow. Tony Blair messed up. Mistake getting involved in wars, so acting like an idiot became okay. I don't actually like. I'm not. I find talking about Tony Blair such a diverse issue, because you kind of. I think when you start talking about it, you also start attacking. I know it's New Labour, but you're also attacking the opposition as well. And I don't know enough about it, because that's a period when that was all going on. I wasn't actually interested in politics. I knew this was happening, and obviously that was shocking. About the war and stuff like that. That was a worry. But I didn't know the nitty-gritty of it at the time. Didn't have enough time to worry about it, to be honest. Hello, Pete Robbins, and greetings from Germany. And Spotify says, hi all who joined. Oh, and don't forget, click like. Be most kind. It'd be much appreciated and help the channel. Oh, I think I found what needs showing. A Fruit Vision said, oh, sod it, burn them. Okay, that'll do. Let that go. I can show them as well. Do you know what? I just so wish I could use phrases like that, Duke. I wonder if I could do some sort of code. Every time I do anything like that, the video gets slammed, and I can't advertise on it at all. Or they won't put any advertising. And I already don't put advertising in the middle of my videos, as you probably know. I only let it put on the beginning and the end. But it's just, I can't do that. It's nuts. I wish I could. Where were we again? Dirty Jokes fan. Hello there, Dirty Jokes fan. Do you know a dirty joke? Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. Do you know that one? No, I bet you do. Anyway, late to the chat, but hello to you, dude, buddy. Did somebody already, if heading down the American route of school children pledging allegiance to the current Union flag? Oh, God's sake, no. Londoner says, hello, buddy, how you doing? 3 out of 5 in my household have COVID. Crikey. I'm hiding out in the kitchen. Yeah, you do that. What you need to do, you need to wrap yourself in cling film and then apply cooking fat to all the orifices. And no way, it's nothing can get in then, you see. You can't see anything, you can't smell anything, you probably can't breathe, but you won't get COVID. So just do it. And tell me how you get on. No, you're not going to. Oh, okay. Anyway, Bayberg says, on that note, check your Twitter DMs. Sent you something. Oh, cool. I did check my Twitter this morning. I could do it again. I was speaking to Graham. Oh, so I have. Oh, blimey, you have it all. Crikey. Cheers, that, buddy. I'll read for that when I've stopped streaming. Cheers, buddy. There we go. Lucy Lazenby says, good morning from Masson. GA. Really enjoy your work. Oh, thank you. I wish YouTube did. I know it sounds like you're whinging about it. No, but if it's, for me to carry on, it's got to be successful, isn't it? Otherwise, I just feel I'm just banging my head against the wall. By the rivers of Babylon. Ooh. By the rivers of Babylon. Can't remember the words, so I'll shut up now. Oh dear. Anyway, Paz 1170. The thing is, most liberal people understand that what Blair did was wrong, and are able to criticise somebody on the left. Right-wingers never ever criticise their own. No, they don't. You're right, actually. Good point. London says, who thinks that Dean Dorries knows all the words to GSTQ? I doubt it. Very much. I doubt it too. Too Much 77 says, in the future they will talk about the YouTube algorithm as a thing of legend, like the riddle of the Sphinx. Oh, probably. Confuses me. The problem is they keep changing it. And it's the same with the Google algorithm. There's basic updates, but then they do major updates. And there was a major update, actually for YouTube, there's a major policy change. It was on the 1st of June last year, whereas they split the advertising revenue with people who aren't in the actual system, like me, obviously because I've got enough. Most of my channel's monetized, but they start putting adverts on other channels as well. So effectively, YouTube was getting paid, but nobody else was. So it was a bit of a bummer. I know it's a massive hit then, and then I struggled to start to make ground again. Then I got that hit again when I went to Ginger Island. While I was at Ginger Island with Graham Hughes, I managed to build up again, and then I came back again, and it just took a massive hit again, and haven't been able to recover since. It makes you wonder. There's only so much you can do, isn't there? It's not Masson. Sorry, Bacon. Macon. I didn't read that properly, did I? Didn't see the little. So it's not into masonry. Okay, Duke Venture says, I used to be a lot nicer. Did you? When was that? Oh, they were the days. And now, after dealing with them and their crap for 12 years, I've had enough of them. The Tories are just so bad. It's unbelievable. And they have gotten away with it for so long. I don't understand how people can actually listen to what they say and actually think that this stuff is actually going to be in their interests. I just find that flabbergasting. Like Brexit, for instance. How was that ever in anyone's interest? Just maddening. Hello, Paul C. Hello, all. Marcus, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, too. And Dirty Jokes fans say, thanks, it's a depressing slide. Oh dear, we're sliding into the abyss. Frightening. The reason right-wingers don't criticise their own is because they are all, well, a personality cult. Blimey. Oh, how long have we been on for? Oh, on for an hour. I did have that little spurge right at the beginning when everything went a bit doolally, to say the least. It went a bit crazy because the stream cut off again, which was really annoying. I don't know why I did it, but it did. So there'll be 2 streams listed at the moment, so I'll have to delete ones. People can get confused. Okay, so what we've got on here. London says, what do you do? What do you call a donkey with 3 legs? A wonky. Oh dear. The cracker jokes are coming out. Considering how the Labour Party complain about their representation in media, it's quite surprising they have next to no presence on YouTube. I know. Now, I don't know about that at the moment, but before, I was getting far more views on my little channel of around 7,000 subscribers than Labour was. The Liberal Democrats were better, but they were terrible, and the Conservatives are better, but it's still terrible. They've got so many subscribers, but very little views because they're not providing any content. Why is that? It doesn't make any sense. There's so many people, like myself, who would support Labour and do things to help push their content. You know? There is. There just is. And until this week, well, they've published 2 in the last week, two videos. But they hadn't published anything for 2 or 3 months before that on the whole channel. The Labour Party. That makes no sense whatsoever. And they wonder why they can't, break the social media. Not break it, but, can't make their way through it. Or through it. Get themselves out there. It's just nuts. So they complain about these things, but not do anything about it. And you can't expect them to get any kind of representation on the media. The other problem is, obviously, you've got the likes of, News Corp, who owns most of the media, and, what was it, 70-odd%? It was more than that, I can't remember now. Well, a certain individual who I will not speak his name. Horrid little Australian man. And anyway, so they're always pushing the Tories. All the press is always pushing the Tories, always attacking Labour. It's just whenever it's like if you. I do actually look through the Express and the Mail and stuff like that, only online. I won't give them any money, And I do look at these papers. Some of it's just for comedy value, but people are actually must be reading this stuff and taking it in as though it's true. It's exaggerated truths, or trying to twist things around to suit a certain narrative. It's madness. Now, I don't know if anyone watched the BBC broadcast, news broadcast the other day regarding businesses, how they're dealing with Brexit and the disruptions at the border, trying to do business basically with the EU, and they managed to find about 4 positive, sort of semi-positive cases. Yes, they had difficulties, ongoing problems, what have you, but we worked our way through it and we're pushing ahead. Sales are up higher than they were ever before, especially the guy with the big beard and his grooming products for his beard. That's what I need. I need a ZZ Top, a ZZ Top beard, like that, with his t-shirt on. But there's no mention of any. There wasn't a balance. There wasn't a balanced, broadcast at all. And the same applies to what they put with their online. I'm getting tired. Sorry. their news broadcast, on online, and it's just the same old stuff. They never really get into the nitty gritty, or they've been dishonest as far as I'm concerned. That's what I think. I think they've been dishonest. You've got to say it how it is. No one's going to listen to you again. Exactly. YouTube would be a form of communication information that would be unfiltered. And that could be very, very powerful. Yes, it could. And you've got lots of channels. I would. You've obviously got Phil. He would. Bold That Man definitely would. He seems to be flogging that one quite a lot at the moment. And then you got Max. They would reference those sources that are provided by the Labour YouTube channel. Especially Max would, because he has a little videos up, doesn't he? And he talks about stuff. So I could see that happening with him. Well, and Phil definitely would. I know I would, and I'm sure others would too. Just to get the information out there. As long as it's not like, we've spent all this money, we're so great. Don't want any of that crap. No. Butterfly says, we evolved too fast from our tribal roots. Maybe it's still very close under the surface of our civilization. Yeah, it is tribalism, isn't it? Cognitive dissonance and all that. Oh God, Abnormal Abner says, male readers are the sort of folk that think Al Murray's pub landlord is a documentary. There's a sci-fi film like that where these aliens come along and they're watching all this stuff and they think it's the news and it's actually just like adverts and stuff. I can't remember the name of the actual film now. I think it was a kids' film actually. Oh, anyway, I digress. Number 3. Okay, I'll show that for you, buddy. He's saying, see newstube.com. I need support. Okay, well, I'll have a look at it later. He's a good guy, is number 3. Business people really say their business has problems publicly. So easy for the BBC to find non-critical business voices about Brexit. The only thing, small businesses, you should be able to find them. Because they've got no shareholders. It's generally industry who don't want their shareholders to know that they're having problems. They just keep it stum. Was it yes, Galaxy Quest. That's it. I remember. That's it. Galaxy Quest. And control the rock monster. Oh dear. That was a funny film. I can't remember his name now. He also played Santa in the film, didn't he? Oh, comedy actor. Galaxy Quest. Number 3 says, my mum used to read The Express. She was incredibly ignorant. Sorry. Oh. I have to admit, they are comical to read, though. I think that's part of the problem. They enroll either your hatred or make you laugh. It's one or the other. Depends what way you look at it. It's just, yeah. But don't buy it. No. Don't pay. Don't give them money. They don't have money because they're spending too much money on advertising to get first place in YouTube and not YouTube, and YouTube actually, but also in Google. That's it. In the search algorithm. It's always Daily Mail. It's always the Express. If I put anything about Brexit, if I want to do a search, I say Brexit borders or something like that. Just a bit of research. And what do I get? Express. Don't click on them, obviously, because then obviously you'd have to get more and more and more. But it's just so annoying. Arcee says, working class Tories are turkeys, total fools. You aren't wrong. Well, we're talking about the Red Wall as well, aren't you? What happened up there? I like Boris because he's human. He's one of us. God. So Tanya says, how people can believe that Tories and like the orange one are a man of the people is beyond me. Yeah, he's one of us. But talk about the Tories. I've gone stiff. One particular person I think we need. Yeah. He's very, very clever.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
It's so bright, this one. He remembered it. Apparently nobody can do this either. Yeah, and water is very wet. Marcus, a downturn in viewings may simply be due to time of year. Phil... Oh, have they? Number 3 says, Phil's saying the same thing as he said viewings have gone down. The thing is, I didn't have this problem the previous year. I was growing. This year, just literally, wow. It's almost like someone flicked a switch. That's what it felt like. It wasn't gradual or anything like that. It's just like someone's flicked the switch. Duke Vengeance says, why did the Scarrow win the award? He was outstanding in his field. Boom, boom. So Tanya Borelson says, because they appeal to violent instincts and repeat the populist phrases of pub talk. Yeah, they do. Hate. It's not just populism, is so much hate. You know. It's like, was I talking to somebody? Oh, God, that was over here. He said, so I'm not racist, I just hate brown people. What? And that's somebody who lives not far from here. I just found it shocking. He's no longer somebody we obviously can converse with. Horrid individual. You really get to know what people are really like. Brexit's really brought them to the surface. Okay, hell for review. So, F Trump and his minions. So you didn't even use the F word, and it had to be reviewed. You just put F Trump and his minions, and that was enough for me to have to review it. Duke Vengeance says, All of my family are red wall Tories, and yes, they are really that stupid. Let's show that one. So, even that needs to be reviewed. Where's the offensiveness in that, really, apart from the stupid? It's not a swear word or anything like that. That's how critical, how fickle YouTube is getting. That's just silly. Yeah, he got extra points, yeah, and Trump got extra points. Let's do that again. No, I'll do that one instead.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Why would you? What would you tell everybody that? I had an IQ test. Women stuff. Yeah, IQ, not you. Oh, and he got extra points, as you say. That's so silly, isn't it? Number 3 is saying here, YouTube also messes about with account censorship. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not going to argue with that at all. It's not just YouTube. Well, YouTube's owned by Google anyway, isn't it? But it's just... Hello, Jasper. I put Tipex on keyboard. I can see. Ah, good idea. So you Tipex your keyboard. Just so you can see the letters. Oh, dear. Well done, buddy. Yes, they think I'm 16. Very good. Oh, dear. And Tanya's saying, Mark, I didn't get notifications for your videos from the day I subscribed. Crikey, really? Not one? But I find them every day in my recommendations. But you don't get notifications. Crikey. Melo says, shut up about Trump, please. Don't you like Trump? Or do you like Trump? Or maybe that's it. Oh dear. Maybe upset you. I censor Bernard Manning. P. says, I had a discussion with a Brexiter yesterday, and he claimed that he had a valid reason to vote for Brexit. Even if he didn't. Like Macron's hair. That would have been a valid reason. What? Oh, but he would not tell his. Would not tell his. Macron's hair, but he would have reason would not tell his. I don't understand that, sorry. You need to get the Trump. I got extra points. Quote on your side. Okay, I'll do that. Oh dear. Well, that's all been kicking off as well after. It was a year, wasn't it? Was it a year yesterday or a year the day before? I can't remember now. When the raid. P. Robbins says that hairdresser interviewed a couple of years ago by David Dimmelbert. Yeah, that's it. I like Boris because he's a liar. I used to put it on the end of a lot of my videos. I found it flabbergasting. I really did. It just, yeah. Urgh. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to call it. I'd like to thank everybody. It's a secret valid reason, okay. Yeah, I'm going to call that it now, because I've got to go and do so. I've got to be... Oh, my God, I've got to be somewhere. So, thank you for watching and what have you. It's very much appreciated. Before I go, we be kind to click the like button, because it does help the channel. Even though YouTube doesn't like me. Moaning again. It does feel a little bit like they've got something against me. It's what it feels like. Probably. But Sparkfly just said, Brexit is such a success, the Tories have to hide the fact that the rest of the world does not copy it. Yes. Yes, but he claimed he was not xenophobic. Oh, God, he's awful, isn't he? The guy standing up to his waist in flood water, asking Boris to come down and sort out over a pint, was surreal. Yes, I remember that. That's nuts. Anyway, thank you very much. I keep reading your comments. I see you move and then I get distracted. But I'm going to have to make a move. So, I was like, thank you for watching and thank you for being here and supporting us, what have you. And like I say, I will be going live tomorrow at it's either going to be 10 or 11 o'clock UK time. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to be doing some woodwork in my wood shop, making a I'm going to do a gargoyle. a gargoyle letterbox. Yeah, it's like a big box and it's got like, over the letterbox. So it's going to be a bit of a laugh. So if you want to catch there, I'll be doing that tomorrow on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm going to stream that live from my workshop. I better sweep up first. There's a bit of mess in there, and get the fire on in the morning. Get the old wood burner going. So catch you all later, and thanks a lot for being here. So ta-ta. I'll tell you what, I'll have a bit of music, shall we?